Sometimes the question can be asked, or maybe asked, who's going to help me? Is there anybody that can help me? A lot of times in my years of growing up, I didn't know who to ask. Sometimes out the blue, people would come and just help you. They see you struggling, see you trying to learn. For instance, I think it was back in the 70s. My oldest sister's boyfriend and his friends would practice martial arts in the backyard, and looking down on them from this 3-story house in the backyard, I would see them working out, and I thought that was it was interesting to watch. And one of the teachers that were involved in this practice that they were doing, this workout routine, he was up in his bedroom window across the alley looking down at my backyard, and I had a punching bag that I forgot what I made it out of, but it was hanging from a tree. I had it tied to a tree with a rope, and I was practicing kicking. And I noticed that he would observe me, and he would smile, and he thought it was wonderful that I was trying. Without even asking him, he just took me under his wings. He was actually teaching some classes at the grade school I went to in the basement. He asked me if I wanted to come along to his class, and he began to take me, excuse me, he began to tutor me in that area and to be a mentor to me until he went into the Marines. But who's going to help me is a question a lot of kids are probably wondering. I need help. Who's going to help me? And I start with my own family. The kids that are around, sometimes there's kids all over the place in your family. Some of them you don't even know yet, haven't even met them, but you hear about them. But those that I do come in contact with and that I can influence that I do. I try to influence them and share things with them, and 2 of them have YouTube channels, and they're doing a lot of goofy stuff, but it's fun. And they're recording and they're watching my videos and getting ideas, so that's interesting. Mentoring across generation, diversity too, it's a good thing. I do a lot of performing arts. Not only performing arts, but designing the costumes, designing the headgear, the headdress, and making different props. This is another art form. Just designing the props is an art form by itself. Being able to use your imagination and to shape and form projects, and taking that information and sharing it. And I know my nephews are watching my videos because they come and tell me, how did you do this, and we saw you do that, and how did you make that? And I'm able to pass that on and to share with them. And how did you make this video? And you can tell by the look on their faces, this video that you made was amazing. And they're beginning to catch on, and they wanted to copy, and they're beginning to film. I'm noticing they're using their cell phones, beginning to film. And some of the stuff they do, I think is pretty good. I seen one of my nephews do a comedy, and it was funny. Diversity too, mentoring across generations. I remember one time I was working with a group of boys, and I brought a lot of my handyman equipment or tools, and I had them all lined up on this 8-foot table, and I had my drill press, I was teaching them how this machinery works and how to work it safely. Remember taking some hand tools and having them to name what they were and what particular job they're used for, or you can use them for. When I got to this long flathead screwdriver, one of the kids said to me, "I know what that's used for." I said, "What?" He said, we use those to break in cars." And I said, "We who?" And everybody got quiet. So being a positive influence, these kids are not dumb. They can be influenced by a lot of mentors, but they may not be taking them in the right direction. So if you can be a positive mentor, do that. I know what these are used for. We use these to break in cars. Diversity to mentoring across generation, being a positive mentor. I didn't know that myself. I had to get out and experience the world to find out where I fit. I remember after high school, after I turned about 18, I went downtown and bought me a large suitcase. At this time, I was living in the attic. We had a 3-story house. And I thought to myself, if I don't get out of here, I'm not going to grow. I need to get out of here. I went and got me a suitcase, didn't tell anyone what I was doing. And I packed it, it had wheels on it. I packed it, I called me a cab, I came downstairs, got in the cab, and drove off. I was on my way to adventure, to learn, to get out on my own, to grow, to experience. And I made that decision back in the 80s. And I'm glad I did. There was so much to learn and so much to experience. Sometimes you got disappointed, sometimes things went well, sometimes things did not go well. It was a constant learning situation, and even today, you will always be learning. You'll never graduate from life. You'll always be learning. And taking those skills that I have learned and passing them on to my nieces and my nephews and friends and neighbors and their kids, and seeing them, not everybody listens to you. Not everybody are going to be attached to you, but those that do, I pass that torch, I pass that information down and share it with them the best I can. And hopefully they be inspired, they'll catch on and go on their own journey and find out and experience for themselves. Diversity too, passing, mentoring across generations. What a wonderful thing. Diversity 2. Today's project, gadgets. Making gadgets out of junk. Stand by. Diversity 2, gadgets. Diversity 2, part 2 of my mime project here. Taking my mask and my hood and my gloves, my costume, and illustrating songs through your whole body, performing, doing ministry, whatever you want to call it, and using also props. Sometimes I use props, these chains. Sometimes I use representing the bondage of life, or being bound by something that's bothering you, or being tied down. And through the song, depending on what the lyrics are saying, I take these off of my helper that's performing with me. I might take them off and slam them down, showing that you have been released and that you've been set free, depending on what the song is saying. So, and also I take my costume, I have a heart. This is one of our studios. But everybody don't know it. You can sit here and make a monkey out yourself in no time. Under 1 minute.
That's what I'm like, you got it.